most beautiful girl I'd ever seen before. Sea green eyes and long blonde hair, cool smooth smile and didn't have care. I don't know why, but she walked my way. I was scared to death, but I was ready to play. Love at first sight sets the spirit free. I felt the dark clouds part, I heard the angels sing. My heart caught fire and my soul can fly. That's when I knew I had to make her mine. 2 days passed before I made that call. I was hoping for the best, but I was ready to fall. At 3 a.m. we were still on that phone. We both agreed that we were tired of being alone. Our first date led to our first kiss. I closed my eyes and tasted her sweet lips. Love's first touch sets the spirit free. I felt the dark clouds part, I heard the angels sing. My heart caught fire and my soul can fly. That's when I knew I had to make her mine.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the big show. My name is Mickey, and this is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for Middle Americans, where all Middle Americans are welcome. Doesn't matter where you've been, where you go. It just matters that you're here right now and consider yourself a Middle American. So, yes. So my identity was stolen today. It wasn't really stolen. My identity was confused with somebody else, and somebody else got in my account. And I'm not going to say what the circumstances were, but they tried to, somebody called a relative of mine because I was in the hospital. This is a crazy thing. I was in a hospital and I had dementia. And I could not make medical decisions for myself. So they're trying to get a hold of somebody else in my family. And they called me because my number's in my account. So anyway, weirder things have happened. And so anyway, hopefully we're getting that all straightened out. So that's life in Middle America for you. So, all right. So what are we talking about today? Today we are going to be talking about dangerous people. Who are dangerous people? We're going to get into that here in just a second. So let's open the show the way that we normally do. And here we go with, hey, it's the Constitution of the United States of America, my favorite document. Now, we're going to get into this document a little bit here about stupid people because stupid people don't understand the document right there. Right now, there are 8,292,814 people that you're sharing the planet with. And that's a lot of people that have a lot of thoughts, and a lot means that there's a lot of stupid people out there and dangerous people. And the population of the United States is 343,000, but our national debt is $39 trillion. Can you believe that? We're going to go right back to that. So it's absolutely insane the way that we're doing. So let's talk about dangerous people. Now, you may know dangerous people. Now, I don't know whether I've talked about this before. But Donald Trump is a dangerous person. All billionaires are dangerous people because billionaires have enough money where they can go wherever they want to. They can build whatever they want to. And then they can find people that are willing to do almost anything and get away with it. So I'm just telling you right now, rich people with very crazy ideas are some of the most dangerous people on the planet. Donald Trump happens to be a billionaire. That means that he can pay somebody to do just about anything that he wants. He's also the president of the United States. He has an entire military. He has the economic backing of the United States of America. And who's to stop him from doing anything other than the people in the military? But I'm pretty sure that he's got clandestine forces in the CIA and in any national security issues that he could probably reach out to and say, hey, look here, man, I want to do this on the low down. So they're not recording everything in the White House. They're not recording everything in the Kremlin. They're not recording everything in Red Square, China, right? So the people that are running these countries are extremely dangerous. And I need you to understand that when I say extremely dangerous, I'm talking about the people that run the world can kill you and not even think twice about it. That's dangerous. Now, the rest of us, now the reason I wanted to do this show is I wanted to do this show because I'm not talking about the people that are obviously dangerous. See, throughout history, people that wanted something just took it until another group of people said, hey, look, you can't have that. So that's the way it was. Kings and queens that wanted something just took it. And anybody that opposed them, they would kill. And I need you to think about that because in the historical context since the beginning of time, as long as there's been two people on the planet, one of them wanted to be dominant over the others. That's where you get chiefs of tribes. That's where you get the emperors in Japan, and that's where you get kings and queens in Europe. So you have all kinds of Caesars and Cleopatra. I don't know what Cleopatra or Ramses or anybody in Egypt was called, but they were the boss, and they got to do whatever they wanted because they did it with force. If they didn't like you, they would just kill you, and that would submit everybody else. Leaders are in a different category. In Saudi Arabia, apparently, the person that was going to take over Saudi Arabia had a journalist killed and dipped in acid, and the body disappeared. Oh, did that just happen? Yeah, because there are governments all over the world that have people dealt with. Right? If you are a warlord in Africa and you want a different warlord killed, or you are a Colombian drug lord, or you are the head of a mafia state, or you are running a prostitution ring and you have lots of money and somebody challenges you, you go kill them. Why am I talking about this? Because people will go to the farthest lengths that they have to achieve their goals. And a lot of times that ends up with death and destruction. But there's a new kind of dangerous person on the planet. The new kind of dangerous person on the planet is the ignorant, stupid people that are not afraid of their own demise. They are actually self-loathing to the point where they have this fatalistic flaw in their logic, and they're your next door neighbor. Your next door neighbor is literally a moron. They're dumb. They're dumb, and that means that they're dangerous. I had to look at my screen. I can't do that without my glasses. So I had to look at my screen and just make sure that everything was still lined up. All right. So let's talk about dangerous people, stupid people. And I want you to send this. I'll probably make a clip of this because the most dangerous people on the planet today are stupid people. They don't know things. They don't know things. I don't know how they don't know things, but they're stupid. They don't understand the general concept of freedom of speech. Not for just them, but for you. So they're like, hey, he's to be controlled. And that means that we have to have an authority to determine what is legal to say and what is not legal to say. Did you know that that's fatalistic? Because if you put one person or a group of people in charge of speech and you vote for that, then they can shut you up forever. That means that you vote and you support your own silencing. Yes, you shouldn't be able to say anything that you want because I'm too dumb to differentiate between good stuff and bad stuff, so I want somebody to regulate it. What? You're not smart enough to determine when somebody's lying to you or bullshitting you, and you're going to call it misinformation? Well, that's misinformation. It's false information. It's not correct information. We want somebody to publicly determine what is legal to say and what the context is, because we're not smart enough as individuals to figure it out. And I don't want them saying something to influence my neighbor to go against what I say. So what you're saying is you want somebody to be censored so that they don't influence your neighbor, so that your neighbor doesn't vote against you in an election. But you want to be able to say whatever the hell you want to say without fear of repercussions. Those are dangerous people. Those people are the people that are trying to silence you, and they never think that it's going to be turned on them. They never think that it's going to be turned on them because they are self-righteous and they're too stupid to realize that if you limit one, that can be turned around and it can limit them right back. Those are dangerous people. They advocate for stupid things, like getting rid of guns. That's another one that absolutely infuriates me. Hey, we would like to get rid of guns. Why would you like to get rid of guns? Well, I would like to be defenseless. What? No, I don't want to be defenseless. I just don't want the bad guys to ever get guns. So if we get rid of guns, then we'll all be safe. So you don't want the ability to defend yourself. That's what people that say, I want to eliminate guns, are saying. I do not want the ability to defend myself. Dumb and dangerous people have this philosophy because they seriously think that if they take away all the guns, all the violence will go away. And they don't consider that they're a pussy and that anybody that's bigger than them can take away all of their shit. That's the way that it is. This is why if you're a 5-foot female and you're walking down a dark street in an area of town that is known for crime, you cannot defend yourself because these stupid, dangerous people want to take away your ability to defend yourself. Oh, well, they can carry mace. Yeah, you know what mace does? Mace just pisses off somebody even more. I've had mace sprayed in my face. I went, ow, it hurts, but it did not totally incapacitate me. It didn't incapacitate me. The only thing that incapacitated me was tasers. And big cities make tasers illegal because bad guys can then grab tasers and use tasers, therefore taking their victim and immobilizing them. So now we have to outlaw them so that law-abiding people can't do that. So if you say you want to take guns taken away, that means you don't want to have the ability to defend yourself. There's a big difference, 5-foot woman and a foot man. I don't care whether the man can't run, whether he can't lift a sack of potatoes. Just the sheer size of the man puts a woman at a disadvantage, and the man will always be able to outpower the woman 100% of the time. You can't take. Oh, my connection's lost again. All right, I'm getting rid of Connecta First. Connecta First is on its way out. I'm sorry about that. Why am I bringing this up? Because somebody has to tell these people that they're stupid and that they're dangerous. That they're stupid and they're dangerous. They don't understand that they have a fatalistic flaw in their logic. Here's the other thing. They think they know everything, but they don't know shit. They've never seen true violence. They've never seen that the need to defend yourself, and the fact that you can be scared for years and years and years, and that it causes trauma when you don't have the ability to defend yourself, when you have no recourse, because even fighting back is an action that you can take with you down the road. But if you are a coward and do not have the ability to fight back, that means you're a slave to every other situation that is out there forever. These people have a fatalistic flaw. It's like gays that support Palestine and what's going on in Gaza and supporting the Hezbollah or Hamas or the Houthis. Here's the deal. Why would a gay person support any organization that would kill them? All they have to do, right? So in the United States of America, you can be as gay as you want. You can go do anything you want. You can start your own Facebook channel, your TikToks. You can go and dress any way that you want. You can go anywhere that you want. You can go open a bar. You can open a business. You can be openly gay. You can go. Stunt. All right, are we there?
Hello, are we back? Hello.
Hey, are we back? I think we're back. I'm sorry, man. We just had a technical glitch. I have no idea what went wrong. And now I have outdated. Man, I'm getting all kinds of warnings. Apparently, somebody didn't want me talking about dangerous people. But here's what the problem is. It's terminal. These people was right and they don't like one, so they will favor the side that will kill them first. And that is thanks. Hi everybody. How you doing? Hey, Don, Carolyn, Don. Hey, look, I finally have communications with you. I'm sorry, all the chats just came in. So thank you very much. All right. So here's what the deal is. People that have terminal empathy to prove a point miss the total point of why they are supporting the people that they support. They're picking a side that is detrimental to themselves. So if you're gay and you want to go and hang out with Hamas, that's fatalistic sympathy. It's terminal empathy because your empathy's going to terminate yourself. Here's the bad news. These people don't understand that they're missing context, that there's information out there that they don't have. Do you really think that you have all of the information about all of the situations that we're all making decisions about? We don't. We don't have any of the information. We don't have the secret cables that are going back between countries. We don't know what the military plans are. We don't know of the secret conversations that people that are in the State Department are having with their counterparts in other states. We don't know what they're doing in the European Union. We don't know what they're saying behind closed door in China is. We don't know what they're doing behind closed doors in Russia or Brazil or anywhere in Africa. This is absolutely insane if you think that we have enough information to make educated decisions about. We're fighting among ourselves on half truths and assumptions. So if you're on the right or you're on the left, why are we fighting among ourselves when the politicians and the bureaucrats are going to make decisions without your input anyway? They don't give a damn about what you think. They got you and I fighting because I disagree with the speed limit in town. I disagree on a court case. I disagree on a government policy. I disagree with the FCC or the FAA or the Department of Transportation. And they got us fighting all the time. They got us fighting over sports teams. They got us divided. They got us sport. So here's what I'm encouraging everybody to do. So this is a solution part of that. Decide what you're going to support, not based on what is changing in the day-to-day life that we lead, not what is the latest news cycle, not is the propaganda over the last 10 years by either side. They got us fighting over gerrymandering. Here's the deal. Gerrymandering is legal in all 50 states, and it's controlled by the states. So that means that Louisiana, Texas, Illinois, New York, California, Washington, Georgia, all 50 states get to gerrymander according to their state laws. Some states have a commission to determine what is fair for the apportionment of districts, congressional districts in their state. Other states, the governor can decide. Other states, it's a law that's passed by the Congress and the Senate inside of that. Other laws, other states it is that the people in a state have to vote on that. In Virginia, in order to gerrymander Virginia, the Constitution of Virginia says that you have to have a vote in this legislative branch in order to say that you are going to redistrict the state. And then you have to have a statewide election of the people that are in the state that are going to be in the legislative branch in Virginia. And then they have to reaffirm that there's going to be redistricting, which is then gone after that election. So the people that propose it have to wait till after an election, and then those people also have to approve it, and then it goes to the voters for a vote. They didn't do any of that shit. They didn't go, hey, we're going to change the state lines and where we're drawing our congressional districts, so now we have to wait an election. They didn't wait for the election. They also didn't wait for the new electors to do and pass the exact same thing before they sent it to the people. They just said, we're going to change it, and they sent it straight to the people. That's why Virginia is not being allowed to redistrict their congressional seats because they did it wrong. If the laws were different in Virginia and they just said, hey, the governor of the state of Virginia can draw the lines with a crayon and it's good enough, then that would have passed. So Texas and Florida and Idaho and Illinois and Missouri and Mississippi and Oklahoma, they're all different. But people grab a hold of one idea that says Texas changed their congressional districts. How come Virginia can't? Because Texas has different laws than Virginia, you dumbass. And you not knowing the difference and promoting the fact that Virginia should be the same as Texas because Texas redistricted and Virginia should redistrict is missing the point because you're stupid and your stupidity makes you dangerous because you piss a bunch of people off because you said, hey, Texas changed theirs. How come Virginia can't change theirs? We should protest. Killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. You're dangerous when you fire up people like that. And you're disingenuous and you're lying. And then you take all of the propaganda that you've been fed to keep us at each other's throats. And meanwhile, we should be supporting each other because we're the middle class. We're the working class. Anything that you say on social media that fires me up or anything that I say that fires you up is not a starter. It's non sequitur. It doesn't matter to us because the people that are making decisions in business and in politics don't have anything to do with you and they don't want anything to do with you. They're going to make up your own mind. Princeton University did a study about what the people wanted, and it was the exact same thing about what the people didn't want, and what the people wanted got the exact same reaction through the political process, which is only 20% of the time that mattered. If you had money and you brought money to the game, that shot up to like 80%. So if you had money in the game, that's the only thing that matters in politics because that's the only thing that gets people elected. So you and I fighting over this, you being dangerous because you're dumb and because you won't change your mind, because you're going to dig a trench and you're going to dig in and you're going to dig in like a tick and you're going to fight it all the way. That's insanity. So if you're on the progressive left and they have convinced you that the only thing that matters is that Donald Trump doesn't get any wins, that's stupid. That's stupid. If Donald Trump says, hey, we should end the Fed, we should end the Fed. Why? Because it's a good idea to end the Fed. Donald Trump says, hey, look here, you know what? We shouldn't take all of the fish out of the oceans because it's probably bad. Hey, that's probably a good idea. All of which you would agree with, but because Donald Trump said it, now you're like, no, we should kill all of the fish in the oceans. If Donald Trump said, we need to go with clean energy, you would go, no, let's support oil. Because it's fatalistic thinking. The same thing goes for all of the Republicans and everybody that's conservative. Don't buy into the idea that because somebody said something, it must be that way. There's a reason why Candace Owen and Tucker Carlson and many other conservative figures in the past have changed their position on Donald Trump, changed their position on a bunch of other issues that are in the United States of America, because they're like, we have done the research. And then people watch them and they go, well, they did the research. You didn't do the research. They did the research. And now you buy into whatever they say. You buy into the Trump stuff. You buy into paying higher gas prices. Listen, I believe that we needed to, somebody needed to bomb the shit out of Iran. They're dangerous. Their theology is dangerous. And they want to take over the world. And when we started bombing them, they were like, oh, hey, this is the end of the world. This is the greatest thing ever. Because when the world ends, that brings on the next phase for their religion. So if we literally bomb them in, they really think that that's the ultimate thing, because if we kill them all, then it's going to be the end of the world, which is the ultimate proof of their religious text. But somebody needed to bomb them because they're terrorists. They support terrorists. They want world domination, and they were getting bombs, and they were getting nuclear threats, and they had long-range missiles. And here's what the deal is. They're taking out all their neighbors right now. So, yeah, I supported that. But here's what the thing is. Now I think that we've been there too long. Look, it was a long shot to begin with. It was a long shot when we went into Iran because the people are crazy. But you just, hey, look here, we'll take 10 million dead, 20 million dead, 30 million dead. That means we still have 60 million people in Iran that we can flip the bird to Israel and the United States of America. So it didn't work out. So now what? We bombed them in a rebel. We just go, all right, we just go home. We pack up our toys and we go away. We pack up our toys, we go away. The strait opens back up and we get gas down again. They still have to rebuild their infrastructure. They don't have the stuff for a bomb. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Somebody had to bomb them. When we did that, we set them back about 20 years, maybe 10 or 20 years. Okay, let's let the next president down the road deal with that. We did our job, but now I'm ready to move on. We cannot buy into all the politics. We have to go with larger concepts. Good idea. Constitution of the United States, great idea. Declaration of Independence, great idea. Amendments to the Constitution, great idea. Those are the things that we support. We support free speech because it's in the Constitution. Not free speech for me and none for thee. It's both. We have freedom of speech for everybody. Everybody should have the right to protect themselves from each other and from the government and for any invaders that come over. We had to have the freedom to assemble, freedom from incrimination, freedom to have the government from going through our stuff, freedom of the press, freedom to not incriminate thyself in a court of law. All of those are good ideas, but people don't know them, so they don't know what they're talking about. Look, if you know a dangerous person, just send this to them. Just go, hey, man. Hey, you got to change your mind on some stuff. You need to be able to listen. You need to understand that we're not the enemy. That when you make me the enemy and I make you the enemy, then that means the key word in that phrase is enemy. We're all on the same team in the United States of America. We're supposed to be on the same team. We don't have a lot of people. We only have 350 million people. But we got to keep it together. We need to lower the vitriol. We need to understand that the more that we pander to the politics and pander to the business, we're all going to be in trouble because we're going to keep cranking up the heat. And we need less dangerous people. We need people that are willing to listen, people that are willing to change their mind, people that are willing to soften their stance, people that are willing to do what it takes to be a good neighbor and understand that not everybody's going to think the same way you do. And because they don't think the same way that you do, does not make them your enemy. You can still drink beer with them, I promise. So that's going to be the show. Remember to like, share, hit the notification bell. Remember, Mickey in the Middle, most Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Central, right here wherever I am. Sorry about the show last week. It's technical difficulties. Restream and Connect You First are letting me down. So that'll be better next week. You guys be good. Take care. Love you. See you next week. See ya. Bye-bye.